I'm just trying to make it all make sense.
The More You Know podcast.
So today I want to break down a concept that was initially discussed by Charles Tremendous Jones, who's a legendary motivational speaker, as well as Larry Kendall in his book Ninja Selling. So I want to break down each of the 5 things that will be the only things that change in your life over the next 5 years, or any change that you will have over the next 5 years will derive from one of these 5. So the first is the people that you meet, and these are friends as well as mentors, business colleagues, and more. And it's really important to choose who you surround yourself with wisely, and be conscious of who you spend your time with. And what it ultimately comes down to is that people either give you energy or they take energy away. The second thing that changes are the places that you go. And what is meant by this is that travel expands your perceptual map, as well as your perspective regarding the world. Ultimately, your views change with the number of countries and cultures that you've come in touch with. And by seeing other parts of the world, traveling will also make you feel more grateful for what you have in the westernized world. And the third thing that will change you is what you read. And so these are books and media that you consume. And at this point, it's good to take note of what books you're currently reading, if you're reading at all, what you're listening to, what you're watching, as well as what you're consuming through social media and the internet. And so what this comes down to is that if you aren't consuming the right things, how can you ever expect to achieve mastery and greatness, having fulfillment in your life where you're accomplishing your dreams and following your passions? If you aren't consuming stuff that's moving your life forward, ultimately you aren't living your life, and it's going to be hard to move your life forward. Because what's happening is you're spending more time consuming things surrounding other people's lives, rather than focusing on your own. The fourth thing that will change is your habits. So this includes your morning routine, your nightly routine, as well as other habits and routines in your day. As I've discussed previously on the podcast, it's important to have a morning and nightly routine that includes gratitude, positive reading, and affirmations. And doing this will lead you to having a happier life where you'll be able to be more present and perform at a higher level. But then on the flip side, if your habits are poor, they'll get in the way and negatively impact your life. And it's just ultimately very important to have proper control over your thoughts and your focus, because this will help in handling the tremendous amount of distractions in society. And the final and fifth thing that will change are your thoughts. Ultimately, your thoughts control your programming, your behavior, and therefore your results. And with this being said, there's 2 aspects of your thoughts that are very important to understand. And these are your visualizations and your affirmations. Visualization is your self-image of how you see yourself, and understanding that if you wish, you can reprogram your self-image, or parts of it, simply by repeatedly visualizing yourself as the person that you want to become, and looking at it as if you're already that person right now. And affirmations are your self-talk, which is what you say to yourself. And what you say to yourself ultimately becomes a part of your program. So you need to determine if you're saying what you want to say, and avoiding saying things that you don't want to be saying. And even better, just focusing on being present. It's drastically important to understand this, as well as be aware of how you can do the best you can to have control over these things in a way where they make a positive impact in your life, and therefore over time, establish a life of significance. I hope this talk makes a positive impact in your life. Please subscribe to the podcast wherever you are listening or watching it, check out other episodes, leave a review, and follow us on social media at More You Know Pod. Also, please don't forget about our sweepstakes. Retweet a clip with the hashtag #TheMoreYouKnow and new podcast from our Twitter for a chance to win a signed copy of my upcoming book, The More You Know. Tag 2 friends in the comments on a clip on Instagram for a chance to win a brand new copy of Dean Graziosi's Millionaire Mindset or Ed Milet's Max Out. Like us or share a clip on Facebook for a chance to win a book I have read that highly inspired me, signed by me with an inspirational message. Again, thank you for listening as we propel with podcasting through the more you know.
I'm just trying to make it all make sense.
The More You Know podcast.